I'm Zainali, and I'm 14. I'm from Camden, New Jersey, and I'm a Muslim.
I am Muhtasham Safat. I was born in Bangladesh and moved to Japan when I was 1 year old. I moved to the United States when I was in 2001, and I am a Sunni Muslim.
My name is Amani Kilawi. I'm 19 and I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I am a practicing Muslim.
My name is Kyle Smith. I am 22 years old, born and raised in South Plainfield, New Jersey. Lived there my whole life, and I am a Muslim.
These are just a few of the 2.6 million Muslims living in the United States. About 2/3 are immigrants, but that's changing. By the year 2030, it's estimated nearly half of Muslims in the U.S. will have been born here, just like Amani Kilawi, a former high school basketball player who holds a state record for most steals in a game. She was born and raised in Detroit, which is 20 minutes from Dearborn, the largest Muslim community in the U.S.
So Islam, it really boils down to submission, and you're submitting to one God. You believe in one God and you follow Prophet Muhammad. It's like a lifestyle, not so much just something you do every now and then.
Mutashan, who wrestled on his high school team last year, says his religion has given him a connection.
I've always moved around to places, and I lived in Japan for some time. I wanted to have some place where I belonged to and something that I could keep to myself no matter where I went, no matter where I go. So Islam was that for me.
Zaina lives 15 minutes from Philadelphia, another major U.S. Islamic hub. She attends an Islamic school where she takes classes like Quran studies and she learns Arabic. She's also on her school's rowing team.
Islam to me is a way of life. It could change a person from being whatever that person was going through. Islam can shine a light on the darkness that that person was in.
Kyle, who's president of his university's Muslim Students Association, grew up in a Roman Catholic family, but converted to Islam 3 years ago after searching for meaning in his life. Two of his friends led him to the religion.
I had a friend who was always a Muslim, but wasn't necessarily really practicing, and started practicing more. And then a different friend actually lived right across the hall from me. He was my best friend at school, who I had, and he was a Muslim also. So between the two, I kind of started to learn a little bit about Islam and religion in general.
Here in the U.S., Muslims are a tiny minority, less than 1% of the population, but worldwide, there are an estimated 1.6 billion Muslims. But what exactly is Islam? Like Christianity and Judaism, Islam beliefs can be traced back to Abraham. Muslims believe in a chain of prophets that include Jesus Christ, with Muhammad being the last, around 600 AD. The Quran, which Muslims believe is the word of God, was revealed to Muhammad.
The Quran is a holy book for the Muslims, just like how the Bible is a holy book for the Christians.
The religion of Islam is centered around 5 basic principles known as the 5 pillars.
Basically any Muslim, you ask them, they pretty much know about the 5 pillars. First one is Shahada. God is one, Muhammad is his messenger. Salah, pray 5 daily prayers. The third one is Zakah. Basically you give charity. Fourth is fasting the month of Ramadan. And then the 5th one is Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca, for anyone who physically and financially is able to do it.
Every year, more than 2.5 million Muslims make the journey to Mecca in the country of Saudi Arabia. It's the birthplace of the Prophet Muhammad. Muslims worship in mosques like this one, just like Christians worship in churches, and there are certain foods that Muslims don't eat. Some only eat halal, which means lawful or permitted under Islamic law. For instance, some Muslims don't eat pork and don't drink alcohol. Muslim women often cover their hair as a sign of modesty with a scarf called a hijab. Some very strict Muslim women may cover their face and entire body.
I do get funny looks for wearing my scarf. Some of the things I have to think about when I go shopping, it's like trying to find something that's modest, that I feel comfortable wearing, and it still, it goes with my style. And especially with American society, it's overly sexualizes women in a way, and so it's really tough sometimes to find things that fit with what you believe in.
The Muslim American community is growing and is expected to more than double to around 5 million by 2030. But many Muslims say they still don't always feel accepted as Americans.
Sometimes you go back to your country or whatever, and it's like, I was born and raised here my whole life, what are you talking about? Being Muslim and being American are not identities that are totally contrasting. This is something that my dad taught me, that they're very much complementary.
There are many American principles like freedom of religion, freedom of expression, Islam says the same thing too. They don't conflict one another.
Gary Hamilton, Channel One News.